ITV News has learned that over a third of high-rise buildings across Greater Manchester have serious fire safety faults. 150 buildings are so dangerous they've had to have special measures to protect residents, like round-the-clock fire wardens. The city has the highest number of affected properties outside of London. Across England, thousands of residents have been forced to leave their homes since the Grenfell Tower disaster of 2017, and faults are still being identified. In the past 3 months, hundreds more have been evacuated, but more problems are being uncovered before others are being fixed. Our social affairs correspondent Sarah Corker heard from some still waiting for a solution as they bear crippling financial costs.
Locked out of her own home indefinitely.
So this is my flat.
The fire safety faults at this building in Oldham are so serious, Fozia and her neighbours had to leave immediately. The whole block evacuated. But that was 4 years ago.
Of course, it's heartbreaking. You see your home and you can't go inside.
Yet the bills for Fozia keep on coming. As a leaseholder, she still has to pay the service charges, thousands of pounds every year. So nearly £4,000 a year on service charges.
Yes, it's evidence. Window cleaning, CCTV, door entry system.
Fozia is effectively homeless. And how long have you been in this student hostel?
More than 3 years.
On the other side of Greater Manchester, she showed me the student hostel where she lives out of a tiny, cramped room. There are no carpets. She shares a bathroom with 20 others and has a bucket to wash laundry.
I'm in a cave, without light, without any hope. Every day I cry.
The financial pressure is overwhelming. She's working 2 jobs, 7 days a week to pay the bills.
We all are suffering mentally, physically, financially. We are broke.
It's had a huge impact then on your mental health.
Very much so. As I told you, in one point I wanted to take my life.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Fozia.
It's not that I'm not a materialistic woman, but that is my house. And no one has right to take my roof from me.
The building management have blamed the delays to work on Fozia's building on complexities around who will fund it. But this is not an isolated case. Across Greater Manchester, over a third of all high-rise buildings have serious fire safety faults. Local leaders blame the government and developers for the slow progress.
We are ultimately, I'm afraid, held back by long delays in the government's funding regimes. And there are also problems too where it has now been put in place that some of the funding costs will be passed to developers, and that's absolutely right. But where developers drag their feet, people continue to be in these terribly difficult living circumstances.
Stuck in the middle of this blame game, thousands of people like Ben. He's a mortgage prisoner, his East London flat unsellable until the faults are fixed.
Go in you go. We've been told it has to be changed. It doesn't pass the safety tests. Yet we're here with our 6-year-old and our 3-year-old. Do you want an ice cream?
The family of 4 has outgrown this 2-bed flat, but are stuck.
The length of time this has taken to get nowhere. If they even do fix this by 2027, which they're kind of vaguely hoping might happen, that's 10 years since Grenfell that we've been living in this flat when they've known it's been defective.
It's not just flat owners who are suffering. These social housing tenants feel they've been abandoned.
Yeah.
You can't really see out of those.
No, it is a building site, but for the tenants it feels like a living hell.
Here in Salford, tenants were initially relieved when their building was stripped of dangerous materials after Grenfell, but that was more than 4 years ago, and the block is still like this.
It's dark, it's damp, it's cold.
This is social housing owned by the council. Inside, this is what we found on almost every floor.
I mean, do you feel safe with it like this?
Not really, no. Exposed minded, good year plus, easy. It is like a slum, really. I mean, look, this is the middle of the day, look how dark it is.
Surrounded by scaffolding, Eddie's flat, like hundreds of others, gets very little natural light. and the situation is taking its toll.
What effect is this having on your health, Eddie?
I've had 3 heart attacks while I've been in this block. It's stress, yeah, a lot of stress.
The dangerous cladding was removed but not replaced, and every winter residents are freezing.
How cold does it get in here in the winter? Because, you know, there's no insulation to keep the heat in, is there?
Sometimes you can virtually see your breath.
And how much does it cost a month to heat this flat in the winter?
I've put 340 quid in 1 month.
£340 a month. Can you afford that?
Couldn't. I had to borrow some money off my son.
The Housing Association has apologised and said safety across these 8 blocks is assessed daily. Tenants have also been given £50 a month to help cover energy bills.
And 7 years since Grenfell, nothing has changed for you?
No, nothing's changed. As like I say, we feel as if we've been dumped and left.
Now the government is talking tough, warning building owners fix this crisis or will take enforcement action against you. The reality is, though, it will take many years before people are free from this nightmare. Sarah Corker, ITV News.